Okay, hi!
Hey, how's
We're
it going?
talking about... I got my nectar today. Sprite.
Good old Sprit.
And we're talking about,
I don't know, we made some stupid joke about like linguine or something last night.
linguine.
Linguine or...
Well, we're not putting that at the beginning of this because we failed.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we were talking about, creepypasta. Oh! That's right, that's the joke.
Yeah, so what do you think about we were talking about like...
No, I said our favorite spaghettis and fucking fettuccine alfredos and shit, and like, it was creepypasta as a joke. But
Wait, I really didn't know where you were going.
I completely forgot.
Because you were like talking about pasta, I'm like, yeah, pastas, and then... Oh, okay. So then today I said, we were talking about some stupid linguine crap or whatever, and then you completely forgot.
Yeah. Okay, well, creepypastas
Is
good.
Yeah, okay, so, what the fuck? Okay, anyway. Creepypastas are like internet versions of like urban legends or whatever the fuck.
It's like internet legend.
Yeah.
Which is cool, I love it.
It's tight. Tight as dicks.
Some of them are based off of like real life events. Like
And
you
then-
can find like, this is shit. Look at this box. And look at how many Swedish fish I got.
That's like 5.
That's like 5.
I mean, it might be more than 5, but it looks like 5.
I think it's like 15.
That's a
Bullshit.
shame.
These are biggish. Anyway, so yeah, it's basically like you can take real life.
Like a photo.
I would like to believe that some of them are real, just because I like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
Like Crybaby
fucking,
Lane.
I only have 15, dickhead.
Like Crybaby Lane.
Yeah, dude.
You can never really necessarily. It's most likely it's fake, and you know people say it's fake because.
But you can never like out or unrule it,
Yeah.
unless it specifically mentions that it's fake.
Yeah.
Which I mean, a lot of like
The writers do.
the writers will mention like, hey, I created this story and I think it's good and blah blah.
Like
blah.
the guy who did Ben. Like I was talking about, like, oh yeah, I just like hacked. Like
He didn't admit to anything,
yeah, he did.
did he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did.
He was some blog. He was like, oh yeah, that was
I'm thinking of something else. Pokemon Black. We'll just start there.
Okay.
Pokemon Black is like this hacked version of Pokemon Red, and it's just it's a black case, and it has, instead of like the art of, please stop.
You're showing Sprite.
Oh, you're right. Okay. So so instead of having like the art of like a Charizard or a Blastoise on the sticker,
Just black.
it's just black and it says Pokemon in white, and that's it. And it's like, okay. And this guy played it, and basically you play without any Pokemon except the Ghost, and Ghost doesn't like make the Pokemon faint. It says that it kills the
them.
Pokemon,
Yeah.
and if you defeat a player, that player dies too. And then at the very end of the
And
game,
you take their money.
yes. So at the very end of the game, you fight Ghost as an old man, and then once he kills
But
you,
before that, it's really cool because you're walking through a town, but instead of people walking around, whatever, it's all gravestones.
Yeah.
Of the theoretical, I guess, supposed bodies of the people that you've killed.
yeah, and like you fight Ghost, and then Ghost, you can't do anything because you're just an old man, and then Ghost kills
You
you.
about like a stick.
Well, you can't attack with the stick because it's a Ghost type, and that's a normal type attack. So fuck. Anyway, so Ghost kills you, and then you basically have flashbacks of all the people you killed with ghosts, and then the game ends.
Good shit.
Which the creepypasta makes it seem a lot more creepy, you know?
Yeah.
And
Which it's not
just-
one of those creepypastas where it's like, if you play it, you'll be dead in real life or whatever. It's just like, you play the game, you're like, the fuck was that?
Like for real. Yeah, I like Ben.
Oh, Ben Drown, too?
Mostly, yeah, Ben Drown. Mostly because like that brought itself into the real world, and it brought itself into the real world in a way that it was almost believable.
Well, you mean all the videos?
I don't mean I mean if something like if there was a haunted cartridge,
Uh-huh.
it's not like the actual statue of effigy could be there,
Uh-huh.
but it could definitely like haunt you to where you think you see the statue of effigy.
Oh, where like the spirit of the kid that's
Yeah.
in the cartridge follows you around, just
Yeah.
fucks with you.
But
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that one's fake.
Well, it's fake, yeah. I remember I saw someone do a video of it, like a video representation of it, and like there's this kid and he's playing Majora's Mask, right? And like the statue disappears, and he hears like a sound from the game outside, and he looks at the window and he sees the shape of the statue down the road, and it just keeps disappearing, and he sees it getting closer, and then finally he hears like something in his house, and like he looks over and the statue's like right in his hallway, and you see the camera fall over, and you see like the ghost or the statue teleport to the camera. It's good shit.
Yeah. Oh, that dream, like the dream, especially got me. The dream where he's like, I decided to sleep last night or something, and I had a dream that a lot of like little, I think Deku scrubs was it?
Uh-huh.
Or no, it was the Moon People.
The Moon Kids?
Yeah, the Moon Kids. The Moon Children were like sewing the effigy mask on him.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, it was like, ugh, gosh, that freaked me the fuck out. And then you see like, I think you either see Ben or he either saw Ben or he saw the statue there.
So, of course, we're talking about. All right, so well, we've been talking about it, but the creepypasta is basically about this dude who buys who buys Majora's Mask,
A copy that doesn't have a sticker and it's just written on it is Majora's Mask.
and he's like, okay, obviously this is not official or whatever, and he starts.
No, he thinks it's official. Just like the guy had a kid,
Oh, okay,
and like
he
he
puts it in.
Maybe he went off to war or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he bought that at a garage sale, and he bought it for like real cheap. And like as he was walking away, he thought he heard the guy say goodbye then, but he wrote it off as the guy just saying goodbye then.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see the videos, his YouTube account is Jad Usable, and that's like GAD usable. And then
Or just go to, or you can go. To
I mean,
like
you can go to-
Creepypasta Wiki, yeah.
you can
They
go
have
to
all
his-
the videos on there.
you can go to his blog.
Oh, or
Like his blog is still there. And I read it out on his blog, and it has like fully detailed timestamps and everything.
It's a really like good creep. Like the videos make it creepier. The fact that there are videos, the story is actually it's really long. So, well, it's long, so you're gonna have to stay committed for it for a bit.
Yeah, I sat there reading it to my friends for like an hour.
Yeah, it's
and a
long,
half.
but it's really detailed and it's really good. But it's not even like one of those like, and then he jumped out of the TV and he killed him. It's
Oh,
like,
shit.
fuck.
It's
It's
just
more
one of
like
those
just like
things
he's just getting messed with basically.
And then like it's like this thing has the potential to do whatever it wants, and it chooses to just mess with this guy. It's like why? And then like again that document at the very end that says thank you for doing that. It just seals the deal for being super creepy.
Yeah, like basically like, oh, you read it.
Fuck.
Which
You're Ben now.
Which is another thing that's like that. Like lots of the cool creepypastas or creepypastas that are done well. There's usually one second like mess with the viewer, but not like directly. Not where it's like, now if you read this, you're gonna get fucked over. It'll just give you a hint to where you're like, wait, is it implying that I'm screwed too? Like this one doesn't do that directly, but there's like another famous creepypasta called Smile.jpeg.
Oh my god.
Which is the story is like there's an image of this dog. It's like a photo taken of this dog, and it has a smile, like it's smiling, and it just looks creepy. You can't really necessarily explain it because it's just a smile, but it's not even like it's a creepy smile, but it's just smiling at the camera and just looks creepy. It freaks you out. And the story is that this woman received this image on an email or something. It was Smile.jpeg, and she opened it up and she saw it. And ever since she saw it, she was being haunted by demons or something. And
Something like that.
and if she couldn't sleep because if she slept, the demons would torture her and just traumatize her in her sleep. So she couldn't sleep at all. She was going crazy. And if she was alone, the demons would come out and start terrorizing her or whatever. And the story basically, it's a really short story. It's like 3 paragraphs, whatever. And it kind of explains that it's kind of like the tape in the ring, where the only way to save yourself is to pass it on to someone else. And like it's a never-ending chain. You have to keep giving it to someone else to get rid of the curse of the Smile Dog. Which is a really cool story.
And like at least for the version that I like to watch them. Like I read them sometimes, but I generally like to watch Mr. Creepypasta. Mr. Creepypasta.
Yeah. They had him on back when Spill was around. They did a Let's Do This Halloween Saving Spooktacular.
I think you told me about that.
Yeah, and he was on there. Like him and his wife went there and he read Creepypasta.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But like
a glass.
Yeah, Mr. Creepypasta, he's really good at reading them. He manages to keep them all very creepy, very fun.
His voice makes my Johnny tingle.
Yeah, dude, he has a nice voice. Like, I wouldn't mind putting him in a video game. But, like, maybe not necessarily as a creepy character, but he just has a good voice in general. And it's great for creepypasta.
Yeah, he'll read them. Speaking about that, you want to put him in a video game, there's another creepypasta called Sonic.EXE.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the creepypasta specifically. There's this guy, or there's a channel called like Top 10 Lists, and it just make like really well done Top 10 lists or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, dude, watch Mojo.
Yeah, totally. And they made 2 videos. One was the top 22 gaming creepypastas, and the other one was the top 22 non-gaming creepypastas. and they're really well, like the videos themselves. When they don't even explain the story; they just kind of tell you what happens, and it's like it's creepy and it's well done. But when they started talking about Sonic.EXE, they had like this they had like animation, like it was CGI, like it could be like in Sonic 06. It's up this dark hallway, and then Sonic is at the other end smiling, and he has no eyes, and it's just blood coming out of his eye sockets, and he's just coming towards the camera throughout the entire time, and it looks really creepy. So, considering we're in the age where we're really influenced by the internet and all that stuff, if I ever make a video game or whatever, I would like put in so many Easter eggs.
Yeah,
like say
fucking for real.
Like say you're just playing a game. Like I designed a game, and there's like a weird thing, not really a glitch or whatever, but say only on a certain mission, if you go into this place and shoot it with a certain weapon, like a little entrance opens up, and then you walk in and you see that image of Sonic just coming towards you, and you can't get out, and you basically die, and it's like you can repeat it over and over again. Something happens, but it's just something to freak you out on purpose. I would love to do that,
dude. Like, you should see some of the stuff me and Alex are gonna put in our game, like what we've designed. I don't want to talk about it here.
Fez 2: The Revenge.
What? Fez 2?
2: The Revenge.
Dude, is that... Oh, no, wait.
Fez 2 was cancelled.
Yeah, I was going to say Fez 2 is cancelled, and I got fucking mad. Not...
That's what you're going to make,
dude,
Fez 2: The Revenge.
Phil Fish... I'm sorry, Phil Fish. Everyone's so, like, dickheads to Phil Fish. They say he's, like, a jerk, but... I don't know if...
Watch the movie, Indie Game, the movie? Is that what it's called?
Indie Game, the movie.
That's a good movie.
And you'll see, like, everybody hates Phil Fish for, like, no reason.
It wasn't like people hated it. It was like when he started throwing out all those tweets and shit, and people were like, "Yeah, Phil is a..." Which I really don't know anything about the situation, so I can't really say if he's an asshole or not. All I know is the documentary, and all I know is like what happened was like all the tweets and all that shit. And then... But yeah, that's what I want to do if I ever make a game. Like maybe open up a drawer and there's Smile or Smile.jpeg just sitting there. It's like as a collectible
in a drawer.
Yeah. So you're just walking
That'd be
around.
kind of cool.
Yeah, but like, on a drawer, like
I
there's
can
like
imagine...
a mini game where it's like there's a bunch of collectible, like if you find all like the secret images or whatever, like 110, you'll get some cool power up or whatever, and then one of them's just like Smile.jpeg. Just something like that. Something. I don't know.
Yeah, I could imagine like in Resident Evil or something where you're just like walking through the house and then like you use your key to open up a drawer and it's like you find Smile.jpeg and you just see like the... Like, because whenever you see the stuff, it's like files and it looks like they're on a table.
Yeah.
And you just see, like, that picture on a table and it looks kind of, like, older.
And if you don't know what it is, you're just like, okay, that's weird and creepy. I don't know what the hell that means. But if you do know what it is, you'll be like, what the fuck? Which is awesome. I guess since now we're talking about video games creepypastas, there's a lot of video game creepypastas that are... Like, I can split them up into three. Three, or like a third, are entertaining and they're fun, whatever, because they know that they're a creepypasta and they're fun. A third are really genuinely well done and really creepy, and the last third are just horrible pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I was playing Pokemon, and then Pikachu came out, and he was bleeding all over, and then people were dying, and then Pikachu came out of the TV. Yeah, exactly. It's stupid.
Like, we say that, and it's like, that's pretty much exactly what Tails Doll is. But Tails Doll is a really good game, a really good one.
Yeah, like, I haven't read Tails Doll. I know everything about it, except I haven't really read it.
It's like if you beat the entire game
As Tails, if you beat Sonic R as the Tails Doll,
which is Sonic Riders, as the Tails Doll, you will like
Sonic R.
What?
Sonic R.
Oh, Sonic R. I think you said Sun Car. I was like,
you feel the sunshine?
I love that song. Oh no! Wait. Oh, fuck. No. Sonic Riders is like the spiritual successor of Sonic R.
They're in cars in Sonic Riders.
Yeah.
Sonic R is when they're just running. It's a foot race. When like Sonic looks all there, he's like...
No, Sonic Riders is...
They're in cars, aren't they?
No.
Oh.
That's Sonic Racing, I think.
Oh.
No, that is Sonic R.
Sonic R, they're not in cars, they're just running.
Oh, yeah. Well, then it's Sonic... No, yeah, okay. Sonic Riders, they're on boards.
Wait, that's not Connect. That's a Monster Can, right?
Oh, what?
There's a JoJo video where they're playing Sonic.
Oh, yeah.
That's not even Connect, that's just a Monster Can turned the wrong way.
Yeah.
Call it out. You can't.
How can you turn a monster can the wrong way?
It's just like, it's on its side, like
yeah,
this.
I know.
The fuck is a Sonic?
The fuck is a Sonic?
Oh, I love that video.
Can you?
Anyway, Tails doll.
I love that song so much.
I don't know. It's just like gets stuck in my head. I'm just like,
can you feel the? Yeah, but
okay. So what's Tails doll?
Like yeah, I just explained it pretty much. Tails doll will come out and like kill you or whatever.
I don't really get that part though. And so like if you beat,
Dude, I read this really good one.
what? Yeah, so basically, if you beat Sanagar as Tails doll,
Sonic.
if you beat Sanagar with Tails doll will come out of the TV and kill you.
Something like that. I haven't read it myself, but I know like a lot.
See, I haven't read it, and I hear that one's good, but then also it still seems really dumb to me. I don't know why. Honestly, I think
I've read like a little bit of it, and I know it's well done, but I haven't like read the ending of it.
There's these fuck.
What?
There's this other gaming creepypastas that's kind of interesting. Oh, no, it was like a canceled game. It was like an educational game, and it was like it takes place in a movie theater, and you're like in this hallway, and it has like the movie posters on each side, and there's like a dude who like lets you into the theater or whatever, and it's first person, and you walk around and you click on the movie poster to go to that movie, and then when you go into the theater, you play a different mini game, like educational mini game, and it was never finished. But then apparently, like I still haven't read it, but it just sounds interesting. So you're walking around, and if you keep like it's unfinished, and it keeps glitching out or whatever, and like just weird stuff happens. Like the images on the movie posters get messed up, and they just look creepy and weird. And the guy who lets you in just starts doing weird stuff. And if you keep going to the theater without clicking on a movie poster, apparently the dude just starts attacking you and just calling you stuff. And you're just trapped in this hallway, like it just keeps looping forever. I don't know what it's called. I don't remember at all. I haven't read it either, so I don't know any of the details of the story.
I like how we're talking about the ones we haven't read.
Yeah! Actually, you might have read this one. It's about like an unfinished game where you're like in a mine.
In a hallway?
No.
And then this guy lets you into the movie theater.
Final hallway. Anyway, the underground entrance. Okay, so you're in this underground mine, and there's like a bunch of zombies in there.
What kind of mine is in the underground?
Damn it. You're in a mine, and you're like, it's a first-person shooter, and there's like a bunch of zombies. There's only one copy known, and this dude bought it for like thousands of dollars, and he went insane after he played it. Do you know what creepypasta that is?
No.
No? Oh, well, fuck me.
Wait. Was it like Russian?
I have no idea.
Hold on.
Wait, you have your phone with you. Look it up.
I know there's a game like where you can either play as a little girl or an invisible demon, and people chose to play as a girl.
Is it something with like you have this camera or something, and you have to look through it to look at the ghosts?
Huh?
Is that what you're talking about?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, never mind. Because I was about to say that's not a creep. I don't think that's a creepypasta. That's a real game. You're like in this haunted mansion. You're this little girl. You walk around. And you have this camera, and you look through it, and you have to take pictures to see the images. I don't know. So I don't know why the fuck we keep picking stories that we don't know anything about.
All right, let's talk about one we both have read.
Are you asking me to start with one? Or
Yes,
I thought you were gonna have something. Okay.
No.
Jeff the Killer.
Yeah, dude.
Jeff the Killer's cool.
It's really good. It's really sad.
It's sad, freaky.
Like you freaky Fred.
That's also really depressing. Child molestation can do some horrible things.
Yeah,
to you.
dude. Like,
Talking about courage, by the way.
well, I mean, like, the
Fred is creepy.
that's an actual creepypasta now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Someone turned it into creepy.
It's
The entire show, Courage, could be just any episode could be turned into a creepypasta.
well, like I mean, the creepypasta is just him doing his monologue throughout the show,
Oh, okay.
and like, because he narrates that entire episode.
Yeah.
And Mr. Creepypasta read it. It's so good.
That's good shit.
Yeah, but
Jeff the Killer. There's a story. I don't know. How old was he? I don't know.
He was like,
I don't know. Explain it because I don't know.
11. No, he's like.
It's like a little kid, he had a
13
little
or
brother,
14.
and then bullies.
He was like 13 or 14,
Bleach.
and he was bullied. And like this kid, I remember at one point they were at the bus stop, and this kid had like a knife.
Yeah, and he to protect his brother, Jeff ended up accidentally killing the bully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like he went to juvie, then he got out of juvie because they were like, well, he didn't really mean to do it. he was really doing it in self-defense, so everything's okay. Everyone in his fucking town didn't see it that way. They saw it as him as a murderer.
Yeah.
And he got invited to this kid's birthday before he had murdered the kid by accident. And I guess they didn't really want to tell the family, hey, we're not comfortable with your son being at the party. I'm sorry. But, like...
I thought it was because it was some, like, either he was new or...
Yeah, they were new. They were new to the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
And the neighbors
No, I
were
thought
like...
after he got out of juvie, they moved.
Did they?
Yeah, I think that's what happened, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, really? Okay, well, I could be wrong.
Because I remember everyone around him knew that he had killed that kid.
Okay.
Because they were bullying him about it. Because it was the same bullies, and they were like, woo, 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 and they wanted to, like, hurt him. So, like, he went into the house where because they were at the party, and, like, he went into the house to get away from them, and then they ended up, like, running up the stairs, and then, like, he went into the bathroom and got, like, bleach.
Or something. I think...
Oh, no.
He was
He got tackled. He got tackled, and he was going to get cut.
Yeah.
And then, like, the bleach fell on his face or something, and then he lit the other kid on fire.
I'm trying to remember
Or something
how exactly.
like that.
Well, you have your phone.
I know, it's, like, almost dead, though.
Get your charger, right?
I don't have my charger with me.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I don't either. Well, basically, he's at the party, and he's, like, I guess after a while, he starts playing with the other kids, and he's, like, having a fun time. And the bullies show up, you know, like,
Yeah.
Ravanga. And...
I accidentally typed in Hef the Killer with an H.
And then, so, yeah, they, like, a short little scuffle, and then he's gonna get cut, he gets tackled, bleach falls on him and this other kid.
And then he sets...
I think the other kid lights a lighter.
The other kid lights him on fire.
Okay, lights him on fire.
Lights his face on fire.
But doesn't it catch another kid, too? It catches one of the bullies?
Yeah, it catches one of the bullies on fire. And, like...
Does he die? Does that bully die, I think?
Yeah, I think so, maybe. I'm not sure. But, like, then Jeff, his eyelids get burned off. No.
Okay, he's disfigured.
He's disfigured, and, like, his entire face is disfigured. He goes to the hospital, and, like, he gets released from the hospital, and he knows that, like, he's so, like, at this point, he's pretty much gone insane, because, like, the bleach is, like, sunk into his brain and all this, and, like, he's dealing with all these problems that he's just so unlucky, and, like, his parents wake up
in the middle
to
of the
him
night.
laughing.
Yeah.
Like, he was giggling.
And he's in the room.
And he's not in the room.
Oh, I thought he was in the room.
No, he's in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
He's in the bathroom. So, like, they go to the bathroom, and his mom's like, what's going on? And, like, they see that he had, like, cut his cheeks.
He pulls a Joker, basically.
He took a knife and, like...
He's like, I got tired of smiling. So I cut my mouth,
he
so
was
I'd
like,
always be smiling.
No. He said that he couldn't smile anymore because it was hurting, and but he didn't want to be sad, so he cut his mouth to where he was always smiling. And that basically, like, the blood stained his cheeks to where it always, like, looked like a smile, and it stained his lips to where that, too. And then, like, he was like, they were like, why are your eyes so dark? Like, why do you have those black rings around your eyes? And he's like, well, like, I
started getting tired.
I started getting tired, but I just keep wanting to, it's like, I have to
like,
stay
it was
awake
basically, like, because he was starting to, like, nod off, and he was like, no, I want, like, to keep awake, so...
I wanted to stay awake so that I could continue to look at myself or something like that. So he burned his eyelids off, and that's what the black circles were.
And then killed his parents.
And then, like, he ended up killing his parents, and then he killed his brother too.
Yeah, and if you look at the picture, like, if you just send pictures to people of like, it creeps me out.
You have to put that up.
Oh, okay, I'm putting it up.
Not for like a long time. Just like show a few images of what Jeff the Killer is, and then like
because it genuinely creeps me out. Just because, fuck, it's creepy. I remember the first time I ever saw it. I saw it, I'm like, and I just kind of had to scroll away from it. And I didn't know what it was for a long time until I didn't read the original Jeff the Killer. I read, like, Jeff is Back or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I read the original, I'm like, that's what that's from! And it's not a picture you show to someone, it's like, hey dude, check out this picture, and they'll watch it and they're like, the fuck is this?
I saw that for some reason. The window was open, even though I remembered.
Oh yeah, the story starts off with, like, a news report.
Yeah, it's like a news report of some kid, like, the kid had a bad dream, and, like, it ended up...
There was a murder.
Yeah, there was a murder.
His brother was murdered by someone who got into their house and killed the kid. The kid, who was the witness, left to the bathroom. If he didn't leave to go to the bathroom, he probably would have died too. But he came back to his room and with enough time to, like, see Jeff leave, like, get out the window, basically.
Yeah.
It's a good creepypasta. It's sad and creepy, and depressing. There's the one.
These weren't regular eyes. They were dark, ominous eyes.
They were bordered in black and just plain out terrified me. That's when I saw his mouth, a long, horrendous smile that made every hair on my body stand up. The figure stood there, watching me. Finally, after what seemed like forever, he said it, a simple phrase, but said in a way only a madman could speak. He said, "Go to sleep."
No, that's not man. It's more like a gentle go to sleep.
No,
Well, not like that, but it's more like go to sleep.
it's not.
I don't imagine it as like go to sleep. I imagine it more like smiling and just like go to sleep.
A simple phrase, but said in a way only a madman could speak.
Well, yeah. Well, what type of madman? We're talking Hannibal or the Mad Hatter? There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference
He
between
didn't whisper it.
go to sleep and go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Okay.
Okay, but we were talking about like creepypastas that like at the end they'll like imply or something that like you could be affected by this too. The first Jeff the Killer creepypasta that works. There's multiple fan ones now.
Dude, Jeff the Killer is such a fucking long creepypasta. Like I had.
Yeah, it's a nice. It's really well
Jeff,
written.
are you okay? Okay. I've never felt more happy. Look at me. This face goes perfectly with me. He couldn't stop laughing. He stroked his face, feeling it, looking in the mirror. What caused this? What caused this? Well, you may recall that when Jeff was fighting Randy, something in his mind, his sanity snapped. Now he was left as a crazy killing machine. That is, his parents didn't know. Doctor, said Jeff's mom, is my son all right? You know, in the head. Oh yes, this behavior is typical for patients that have taken very large amounts of painkillers. If his behavior doesn't change in a few weeks, bring him back here and we'll give him a psychological test.
Well, I like how it's just like, is this normal? Well, usually when people are on this much drugs, yeah, kinda.
I mean, like, everybody
And
becomes...
once it wears off, if he still acts this way, yeah, there might be something wrong. But we were talking about how like creepypastas that affect. One of the first Jeff the Killer creepypastas that I read was called Jeff is Back, and the story is told like through the perspective of this detective or whatever. And like he's like, because Jeff the Killer is back, you know, there's a bunch of like murders or whatever. So he's like basically it's told as like a log of him like oh I went to this and I found out this about him and I found out this about him. And there's this video online that's just like a video of like a mental asylum, and then the way Jeff gets his victims is like he like when you watch it he tracks your IP address and somehow finds you, and it ends with the detective getting killed, and in the end is a message from Jeff going like, thank you for posting this up. Now that you have all seen the video, you're going to get a visit tonight or something like that. So it's basically implying like this story was also put up for him to find a way to get to you, which pretty cool. Because I wasn't there when they clicked the video. Me and my cousin were watching it. And he's somewhere he get like this is the type of weird thing. Me and him could watch like 37 horror movies, and I'll probably get freaked out by most of them. He won't. He's like he can watch horror movies just fine. But the moment we start talking about conspiracy theories or creepypastas or just random trivial stuff like that, that's when he gets freaked out. That's when I won't leave him alone. So he watched the video and he like put it up, and then like he put it kind of in the corner, turned the volume down all the way, just in case it wasn't like a scream or whatever, and he was just kind of watching it. And then it was over. And he's like, "Oh, okay." So it's like 51 seconds. Then I came back from wherever I went. And I'm like, "Did you watch the video? What happened?" He's like, "Oh, it was nothing. It was just like a picture." And I'm like, "Oh." So then we started reading, and we got to the end, and I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." And then he's like, "Dude, I watched the video. What does that mean?" I'm like, "Probably nothing. It's fake." And he just kind of felt like weird because like I'm the only one that watched the video. What the fuck?
That's great. That's
That
great.
made me laugh.
What other good? Well, Slender Man is probably the most popular.
Jeff, what are you doing? Asked his mother. Jeff looked over to his mother. I couldn't keep smiling, Mommy. It hurt after a while. Now I can smile forever. Jeff's mother noticed his eyes, ringed and black. Jeff, your eyes! His eyes were seemingly never closing. I couldn't see my face. I got tired and my eyes started to close. I burned out the eyelids so I could forever see myself, my new face. Jeff's mother slowly started to back away, seeing what her son was going insane. What's wrong, Mommy? Aren't I beautiful?
I love it. His mom's basically like, "Oh shit, okay."
Yeah, basically. Yes, son, she said. Yes, you are. Well, let me get Daddy so he can see your face. She ran into
the room and shook Jeff's dad from his sleep. Honey, get the gun. They're gonna shoot him. Oh, I completely forgot about this. I completely forgot that she wanted to shoot him.
Honey, grab the gun.
Honey, grab the gun. She stopped as she saw Jeff in the doorway holding a knife. Mommy, you lied. That's the last thing that's the last thing they hear as Jeff rushes them with the knife, gutting both of them. His brother, Liu.
His brother is Lou?
No, his brother's Liu. L-I-U, or L-I-U. His brother, Liu, woke up, startled by some noise. He didn't hear anything else, so he just shut his eyes and tried to go back to sleep. As he was on the border of slumber, he got the strangest feeling that someone was watching him. He looked up before Jeff's hand covered his mouth. He slowly raised the knife, ready to plunge into Liu. Liu thrashed the here and there, trying to escape Jeff's grip. Shh, Jeff said. Just go to sleep. And that's the ending.
Slender Man is fucking... The creepypasta, the original creepypasta is good. Everything around Slender Man I just kind of don't like.
Why?
I don't know. Like, there's something about, like, something will happen, and then people will watch it and be like, well, this is actually cool, or whatever, and then, you know, people become fans of it, because, you know, that's normal.
Do you know what the Slenderman thing is? Marble Hornets?
It wasn't like, it was like a contest to, like, you Photoshop images and make up a story about what it is. So he, like, took a bunch of old photos and put, like, a really tall, slender dude in the background. It's like, Slender Man. Right?
I'm not sure.
I know there's videos about how, like, it was like an urban legend somewhere. I mean, it was all made up by him.
There were like stories about stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Like,
well, there always is.
There was always, well, I mean, like, there's always been like this story of a tall, slender man in black, not like a black suit and tie.
Yeah.
Like, that hasn't been around forever, but there's always been like a tall, slender, I don't want to say black man, but a tall, slender man in black.
And not black, like, he's just, it's like, it was just pitch black. Just
Pitch black, except his face, which is completely white.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Slender Man is an alleged paranormal figure purported to have been in existence for centuries, covering a large geographic area. Believers in the Slender Man tie his appearance in with many other legends around the world, including Fear-Dub or Darkman in Scotland.
That sounds like an awesome video game or man.
Yeah, dude. The Dutch Talking Man, Branch Man, and the German legend of I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. It's that one that looks like a bee, but it's like really weird.
What sound does that make?
I
know what bee you're talking about. It's the one where it's like
yeah.
the
and
back
it doesn't
part goes all the way
connect at the
down.
bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell it what.
I'm just gonna say.
What sound does that make?
I'm just gonna say Dirk Grobman, but this says I think it's S or something like that because this says De Grossman.
Oh, okay.
Right? Why did I say it like with a Irish? De Grossman. Der Grossman, the tall man. So yeah. Oh, appearance. The Slender Man is a being male in appearance who looks like a man with extremely long, slender arms and legs. He also appears to have 4 to 8 long black tentacles that protrude from his back. Though different photographs and enthusiasts disagree on this fact, and therefore it is theorized that he can contract these tentacles at will. He has described it. By the way, that I didn't know. Like whenever I played the game, it was like dark, and the first time I saw the tentacles was like when someone else was playing, and I was like, "Holy shit! Did he just have tentacles?" And they were like, "Yeah, he has those all the time." And I'm like, "I haven't ever fucking seen those." And like, it's kind of scared the crap out of me. Just like real quick, dude.
You just see...
It's not really creepypasta. I mean, it is. It can be considered a form of creepypasta, but it's like a creepypasta universe that took shape on its own, and it's called SCP. Do you know what the SCPs are?
My favorite one is Bobble the Clown.
Bobble the Clown.
Which freaks me the
Is that
freak out.
wait, that's like the show, right?
Yeah, the show, and in the last episode is him at the offices of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically, okay, basically, imagine if, like, creepypastas did exist, and there's an organization trying to contain all the creepy shit.
SCP is, it stands for something, I can't remember what, but their slogan is also SCP, and it's Secure, Contain, Protect. Secure, Contain, Protect. And, like...
You know what kind of reminded me of it when
what?
I saw it? For anyone of you, for any of you that have seen Cabin in the Woods, I don't really want to spoil it.
It is kind of like that.
But I'm going to spoil it anyway. The organization that contains all these weird monsters and creatures and shit, imagine that. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
It's kind of like that.
Like an organization
Only-
that contains a bunch of weird, creepy shit.
Only it's a lot bigger than that.
Cool.
Like, it's hard to say that since that place was so fucking huge and there were so many monsters.
Uh-huh.
It was a lot bigger than that, and a lot of
Oh,
them-
the actual place?
yeah.
Oh, I
no,
thought
no,
you
no.
meant like the story, because I'm like, well, I don't know. Cabin in the Woods had to do with gods.
No. I mean like not the actual place. I mean like they have many places all around like the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'll even like if you read because like each one of the SCPs has like their own files, and you could read the files on SCP Wiki or something like that.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
It's like, it's weird. It's like a creepypasta. It's kind of like a creepypasta based around the creepypasta universe about protecting you from creepypastas. And then you go to like read all their files, and it's like a whole different huge subcategory of creepypastas.
Yeah, kind of. Like, I think it's cool that a lot of the SCPs, like, interact with each other, and how it's, like, they actually have, like, doctors there, and they have names for the doctors that end up, like, being relevant to, like, certain cases. Like, there's one, I know, his name is Dr. Gears,
Uh-huh.
or something like that, or Dr. Gear or something, and I think he was the one that, suggested they try using SCP-008 on SCP-500. No, SCP-500 on SCP-008. Because SCP-500 are the cure-all pills.
What are those?
Okay. SCP-500, do you know what the vending machine is? I don't remember the number on the vending machine.
I'm
but
about to drop 3 stories on you that combine into one story.
Basically, there's this vending machine, and it basically spits out, like, stuff that's cool, and it kind of all depends on stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like, one of the things that it, like, spat out one time was, okay, the vending machine, like, I think it might spit out normal stuff, but every now and then it'll spit out something new, and one of them's this thing called it's like this tomato,
Huh?
and it's like, if you tell a bad joke, the tomato flies at your head and kills you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then, like, there was
I wouldn't want to like carry that thing around, Logan.
Oh, shit. Burn.
No one gets that.
Good burn, bro.
Ah.
Yeah, but,
Nah, I Josh.
I Josh. Anyway, but, so, like, that's cool. And, like, well, I remember one time the tomato, like, somebody told the joke, and the tomato shook and then split in half.
Like it multiplied?
And then, no,
Or
it
just
just,
cut in
it
half?
just, like, split in half.
Uh-huh.
And then they were, like, confused as to what to do, because they were scared. And,
I love that. There's this tomato. You tell a bad joke.
Okay.
It'll kill you. But one time it just ripped in half. I still don't know what the hell happened.
But like, one time the vending machine spat out like a can of syringes or something like that, and if you eat the syringes, like somebody ate the syringes and something happened, and like it was cool or something. I don't know. I can't remember exactly.
Started flying. It was nuts.
No. Fucking nuts. No, but I can't remember exactly. But like,
This just sounds like It just sounds like not even like horror. It sounds like Evil Dead horror, where it's like, oh,
It's
here's a hand
funny.
that you can use on anything. Here, throw it at a person. It'll strangle them for you, or
Yeah.
something.
or something.
That's a tomato one up. Also, it spit out these syringes. Someone, for some fucking reason, ate the syringes, and then something awesome apparently happened to him.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. Like, go fucking read all the SCP files.
But that's like,
They're fucking nuts. No, but I can't remember exactly. But like,
this just sounds like It just sounds like not even like horror. It sounds like Evil Dead horror, where it's like, oh,
It's
here's a hand that
funny.
you can use on anything. Here, throw it at a person. It'll strangle them for you,
Yeah.
or something.
or something.
That's a tomato one up. Also, it spit out these syringes. Someone, for some fucking reason, ate the syringes, and then something awesome apparently happened to him.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. Like, go fucking read all the SCP files.
But that's like
They're great.
huge.
But it is a really huge. I think currently there's like 9,999 or something like that, and like most of them are not most. A lot of them are classified.
Which means
You can't even like click on the file.
which is fucking tight.
Basically, that means hasn't been created yet.
I remember I started reading them. The first one was like the room or something like that, where it was like this living thing.
Oh, the living room.
Yeah, the living room where it's like you look inside, it's like it looks like an apartment, but then if you go in there, it like consumes you or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. That's SCP-002, I think.
That's number 2. Okay, so
Yeah.
I read that one and I'm like, I gotta do some other stuff real quick, and then I just never. So I did read the first 2 or something.
The first one.
Is it the one with like the lady or something?
What?
It's like a lady or a mask or.
No.
Okay.
There's like nobody knows what the first one is.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's a lot of speculation, and there's like, it's theorized that SCP-001 is like, well, SCP-001J, which is like the guess of what it could, one of the guesses of what it could be, and I think it's the only declassified guess, is like a button that
Can destroy the universe.
Yeah, that can destroy the universe. And it's funny because it's like it's sealed away in a vault in a center guarded by all these things, and then it's just like so that it may or like 3 people need to be in the room at a time, having direct eye contact with the button, and like it's basically like funny because at one point it was like they're protecting it from ritual button pushers, and like, and it's like people that have like tried to push a button, and one guy got really close, but then a sniper got him or something like that, and like basically they don't know what the button can do,
but they just know it's like this is a bad thing.
It's a button. It's a button, and it was like left for the president in a paper bag or something like that, and the on it it said like the button can destroy the universe or something, and it's like a metal box with a red button on it, and they can't open the metal box.
So they don't know. They can't open the.
They just can't get into it.
I just hope that like we killed that dude.
And they didn't want to take any chances, so they just fucking put it in the room.
He was so close to pushing the button. What will happen if you push the button? We have no idea. That's what we're so afraid.
But ritual button pressers want to press the button.
Ritual button pressers.
Yeah. But where was I going? Oh yeah. So
Vending machine.
the vending machine spat out these pills. It was like a red jar, like a. I imagine it as like a Folgers.
Like a coffee thing?
Yeah, like a coffee thing. I imagine it looking like that. And it like had pills in them. And then I remember it mentioned at the time of writing this, there were 49 pills. And then after the time of writing that, there was like experiments done. And you couldn't, it didn't say exactly how many pills there were after that. But I think I estimated there to be around like 43 to 20, no, not 20, 37. Like between that number. And, like, they suggested they use that on 008, which is, like, the zombie virus.
Yep.
And...
Which, I guess, is self-explanatory.
And, yeah. And, it was, like, Dr. Gears denied the, experiment because they didn't want to waste pills or something like that.
So
and,
what
like,
did the pills do?
They cure everything.
Oh, tight.
At all.
So if you were going to give the virus the pill, would it destroy the virus?
And, like... It would kill the virus within your body.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. But like I remember like they had people guarding it, and like some of those people took the pills and like used it to cure their cancer, and then those people were terminated.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So yeah, but oh my god. I love SCP so much. I kind of feel like I mean, SCP is still relevant to Creepypasta, so it's okay. I kind of feel like I want to do like an SCP episode on itself. Like, we both need to go out and do more research on it. But like, SCPs, I feel like
this isn't. It's not like it's a genre Creepypasta, but it's like saying like, let's just talk about rock, and then you start getting into something like, well, I guess we'll have to do a separate thing for this genre or whatever.
I get it, yeah.
It kind of like Creepypasta, we can talk about what SCP is, but then if you try to talk about that's going to be a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking huge.
It's huge, bitch. Yeah, but I like it better than most other Creepypastas, though.
Because Creepypasta is more like a user thing. Like, you can get online right now and do a Creepypasta, and it'll be considered a Creepypasta, and it can either be good or absolute shit. Like,
whereas the SCP Foundation is like a thing that made itself.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Which you can't, like, go online and go, like, I found a new whatever.
SCP.
Because then people will read it like, this is shit.
I dub it as SCP-306. Okay.
This is number, I don't know, 1047. That already exists. Get your ass out of the internet.
I don't know. It's so nice, though. Like, I really like it.
What's another? Shit, there was one I was going to talk about.
What, an SCP?
I think so, yeah.
The hard to destroy reptile?
No, but I know what that is. Shit, I said it when you said like, do you know what SCP is? And I'm like, oh yeah, and I said it. What was it?
SCP-173? The statue made of like concrete and rebar
No.
that like moves. No.
Fuck. You said, do you know what SCP is?
The living room.
No.
The lady.
No.
The mask.
No.
Something like that.
Shit. It was the first one I said. I'm like, oh, is it this?
The clown.
Yeah, Bobble the Clown.
Yeah. Okay.
Bobble the Clown freaks me out because it reminds me of it
Yeah.
a bit, and well, because it's a clown, and also not because it can teleport, or whatever, because it's just like this being that exists. Basically, Bobble the Clown is this children's TV show that if you're above the age of 10, the moment the show starts, you'll get knocked out, and you'll wake up after the show's over, like you just pass out. But if you're under the age of 10, you watch the show, and the show is basically every episode is basically Bobble teaching children how to
Be horrible people.
be like torturers and murderers and cannibals and all this shit. And there's like really creepy. Like there's one how he teaches you how to stalk people and kill them. There's one where he teaches you how to torture. There's one how he teaches you how to cook people. There's one episode where it's called like Bobble's Upset, and the full 30 minutes is Bobble staring pissed off at the screen, like at the viewer, and then that's freaky. And then the last one is him at the offices of SCP,
Yeah.
and he's just standing there, and he looks over, and one of the employees walks right in front of him and doesn't see Bobble, and then when the SCP saw that episode, they're like, dude, what the hell? And then check the clock, and they're like, yeah, I was standing there. They checked the security cameras, and like they saw at the exact same time, he walked, like the guy just walked by, because he was just walking along. So Bobble knows that they exist. I don't know. Apparently they captured Bobble after that, because that's how.
Yeah, they contain him.
Yeah, but that freaked me out.
I think they
like,
contained him in a videotape.
Really?
I'm not sure
That's cool.
exactly. Like they recorded the show and then put the videotape away, and then like it.
What does it mean
wasn't
that if that's how it works? It's like, dude, okay, we have recorded the TV show here. Right, put it in that box. Are we good?
That's how some of the containments are. There are some containments that are like, these are so dangerous that if we put them under like high protection, someone's gonna find them. So they put them under very, very low protection, like just in a warehouse with a bunch of other random ones that aren't bad.
This is the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. How
Well,
like they're like top men, and then you just see them delivering this crate into a room of crates. That's kind of what it says. Like,
Kind of like that,
we're
yeah.
just gonna put you in a box, make sure people don't really know about you, and we're just gonna put you into nowhere.
Yep. Basically what that is.
Ah, shit. The show reminded me of something else. Another show. Okay, there's these two creepypastas that genuinely freak me out. One is called Happy Appy, which
Happy Appy?
yeah, which to this day I still haven't finished the creepypasta because I think I read half of it, and I went
Happy Appy?
yeah, I read Happy Appy, and like I guess I guess I left to do something and I just never finished it. But basically, there used to be this show called on Nick Jr. called Happy Appy, and it's basically this apple that teaches kids about safety. Like the first episode is like, oh, fucking, we're at some farm or whatever, and this kid got the skin knee. Kids, what do we do when the kid has a skin knee? It's basically like that.
Band-Aids.
Basically. Actually, I think the first episode did revolve around Band-Aids. And this guy, he's like, oh, I kind of remember this, but I don't really know why. And he went to his house, and he had like taped the episodes, and he would watch the episodes, and each episode got progressively fucked up. Like as in, first episode, oh, children, let's get together and learn about safety. Or second episode, guys, oh, we have a problem here. Let's learn about safety. Oh, wait, what the fuck is that? There's a kid missing. Where the fuck did that kid go? He was just here. The fuck did he go? Next episode, hey, Happy Happy took that, wait, Happy Happy and that kid are leaving. Wait, where the fuck is the kid now? Where the hell did the kid go? And then, like, did Happy Happy just lead that kid into a van? What the fuck? Where's the kid now? Where is he? Like, it was just like, fucked up shit would happen. In the last episode, it's called like Tower of Fear or something like that. And like they're at a park, and they're like, "Hey, hey, Happy, how's it going?" Just talking about stuff, whatever. And then you see a bunch of cloud and dust and noise, and you look behind, it's the fucking Twin Towers coming down.
Wow.
And you see and it's not even imagine them being right next to the Twin Towers, and you see people falling and fucking splatting on the ground, and like people getting pinned by falling debris.
By the Twin Towers, you mean the World Trade Center?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's just all this fucked up shit, and this dude's like, what the hell was this show? So it's him trying to uncover, like, his friend worked at Nick Jr. when Happy Happy was being made. So he tried to ask his friend, and his friend's like, "Oh, I'll talk to you. Like, hey, let's meet up tomorrow." And he's like, "Okay." And he shows up at his house, and the moment he shows up, his wife comes out of the house like fucking crying, scared as shit, and she's like, "Oh my god, look what happened!" And like he goes inside, like his body's all mutilated. He's like, "What the shit?" And then someone kills the wife like right outside. So he's like, "Okay, what the hell's going on?" And that's as far as it got.
Wow.
But that freaks me out. That apple creeps me out too. Which is one of those things where like,
It's pretty creepy, dude.
yeah,
So that was a creepypasta or an SCP?
that was a creepypasta.
Oh, okay.
So this is like a story. And then there's this other creepypasta called Candle Cove, which this one is not even like it's super. This one isn't scary, except more when you finish reading it, it just creeps you out, sort of. I don't know. It's good. It's cool, awesome feeling. Basically, the story is like done in like maybe like blog posts. Like if someone were to get on Tumblr and then someone like, hey, I don't remember if anyone like knows about this because I've looked for it all over online and I can never find it. But there used to be this show I used to watch. I live in Maine, whatever. You know, it's just like I said, maybe it might be local. But there used to be this show called Something Cove. It was about pirates and there was like puppets and there was like a live action girl and she would hang around with the puppet pirates and then they went on adventures and there was this ship that they rode around in. And there was like this bad guy. Does anyone remember the show? And it was like a month, no one replied, and then someone's like, "Oh my god, I remember that show." And then like their ship, it had like a face on it, right? And it was like a bunch of like marionettes. There's like a little girl that always wore like pigtails or whatever. And then he's like, "Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's the show. Do you remember it?" And she's like, "Oh, kind of. I remember I used to watch it all the time. I love that show." And then more and more people would be like, "Oh yeah. Oh, do you remember the ship had a face on it? Oh, do you remember like the bad guy, how he was like this skeleton or whatever?" And people were talking about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember like." The face on the ship used to creep me out. It just looked creepy, and then people were like, "Yeah." Now the more that I think about it, yeah, that face was freaky. And then they were like, "Do you remember how like the main bad guy who was a skeleton had like this really creepy voice? Oh yeah, it used to creep me out when I was a kid. That was awesome. Yeah, and like his mouth didn't move up and down like normal. It like slid side to side. Oh yeah, I remember this episode where like this little girl asked him like, "Oh, why do you talk like that?" And he's like, "Do you remember what he said?" It was something like that freaked me out. And he's like, "Oh guys, remember?" His clothing was made out of the skin of children. He eats kids. Remember, he was like a kid eater. And you're like, oh my god, yeah, I can't believe they let us watch that. That was traumatizing. That was horrifying. Yeah, that was scary. And then they kept talking about this, and I'm like, hey, do you guys? This might sound weird, but do you guys remember this one episode where like they were all like screaming or freaking out about something, and the little girl was crying? I don't really remember what it was. And then someone's like, no, I don't really remember that. And someone's like, someone else replied, oh yeah, there was like all the puppets were screaming and freaking out. The little girl was crying, and I was like. I don't remember what caused it though, but I remember it was just a bunch of screaming, and then someone's like, I think the whole episode was just them screaming. Like, no, that makes no sense. There's no plot or anything. Yeah, I remember I turned it on when it usually comes on, and it was just beginning to end, it was just screaming, and the little girl was just crying, like horrified, because all these puppets were around her just violently screaming as loud as possible. Yeah, I remember I saw that, and then like the screaming got too much, and I went to my room and started crying. I couldn't sleep for like 2 days, and then more people started talking about how like that show actually kind of really freaked them out. Now they remembered they couldn't sleep afterwards. Like, it just, like, the show really freaked them out because they're like, well, now that I think about it, I was more afraid of that show more than I liked it. Now that I think about it, yeah, that was really weird. And someone replied, hey guys, so over the weekend I visited my mom and I asked her, hey, do you remember this one show that I used to watch called Candle Cove about these pirates and they were like puppets or whatever? And she's like, well, that's kind of weird because I remember you talking about it. You said that you loved this show about like the puppet pirates, but I remember every time you would go down to watch it, you just go into the living room and turn the TV on for static and just watch 30 minutes of white noise. And you do that every week. And that's just how it ends.
Wow.
It's good.
That's creepy, dude.
Yeah. It's good stuff. I think Lucas like kind of fell into a catatonic state.
Nah, dude. Like, I'm just thinking about it. Like, all those are really creepy, and I love them.
I like the ones that are like that, where they have something to do with childhood, and they don't really tell you something graphic or violently scary, but just something about it freaks you out. Like,
Yeah.
have you read Crybaby Lane?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've heard the legend.
Okay. I haven't read it either.
That was a legend before Creepypasta, though.
Which is awesomer. Well, I brought it up. I might as well talk about it. So I haven't read it, so I don't even know the entire story. But my friend Morgan was talking about it, and she said that back in the '80s, like on Nick, I think was it Nick? Well, Nick wasn't around in the '80s. I don't know. Something in the '80s, some channel, or maybe the '90s. They made this like for Halloween. They made
Oh,
this,
no, I'm thinking Crybaby Bridge.
Oh, okay. Is that different?
It's like this bridge where there was like...
Wait, is it thunder? Is that thunder outside?
I think so.
Damn, that's
Either
such a
that
perfect
or-
mood.
Either that or a plane.
Oh, it could be.
But it was like Crybaby Bridge is like this bridge where like there was this car crash,
Huh?
and it was like a mother and her child, and it was like a newborn, not a newborn baby. It was like a young baby, and like after that like crashes on that bridge just kept happening.
Yeah.
And like they would always happen during like this mist, and then like. One day, whenever a crash happened, like a guy was walking along the bridge and thought he heard the sound of a baby crying, and then the car crashed. Like it's weird.
Also, those are like kind of just ghost stories that no one.
But it's like every time like it gets misty, you can hear the baby crying.
And then car crash.
Well, not necessarily car crashes,
Just something.
just something. Yeah,
Okay.
but like
Yeah, so Crybaby Lane?
Okay, Crybaby Lane. She tried to explain it to me. Basically, it was either Nick or some channel like that, either in the 80s or 90s. If it was in the 80s, it probably wasn't Nick, because I don't think Nick was around in the 80s yet. But basically, there was this TV special, like a hour long movie for like kids or whatever, called Crybaby Lane. It was for Halloween, and after people watched it, kids were traumatized, and like they couldn't sleep. Some of them went like insane. Like it was just horrifying to them. And then there was this legend of like, oh dude, what was it? Was it that scary? And then like they banned it and they never showed it again or whatever. And then like 10 years later, as an anniversary thing or whatever.
Oh, you told me about this.
I did?
Yeah, I think you did. Keep going.
Okay, so they replayed it, I guess, reshowed it, and they're like, oh, it's edited so it won't be as bad. And like teenagers now, like say 10 years later, the teenagers now that we're watching, they were watching, they're like, man, that's actually kind of really creepy. I can't believe they actually showed this to little kids. And then I guess people started talking about it like online, and then people started kind of thinking like, yeah, that was a complete remade version. That's not what the real Crybaby Lane was. Basically a snuff film. Like it had actual murder in it and rape and horrible stuff happening to children. That somehow got on the air. Like it wasn't advertised or anything. It was just like one night it came on Halloween. It came on.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's all I know about Crybaby Lane, but that sounds really creepy too. There's just this thing that you'll probably never even know what it looks like, because it'll probably never be shown again, because it was just like a one-time thing.
If it existed at all.
At all. I mean, the guy who wrote it is like, no, it's fake, but that's the type of creepypastas I like. The ones where you, like, if no one leaves you anything, like, even if you know it's fake, you're like, this type of story that you probably will never know, because it happened in the past, and it was just something you can never probably recreate.
Yeah, and it's like, it doesn't affect your life directly, but it's something like,
Well, that happened to
oh my
people.
god, that happened, and
Yeah.
like, everything's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those like, I don't know. I keep thinking of one and then I'm forgetting it. Oh yeah. I wanted to bring up a lot of creepypastas are like theories on like the situation of television shows or like stuff, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like there's oh shit, what was it? Oh yeah, the Ed, Edd n Eddy, Everyone's Dead.
Oh yeah. Well, there's creepypastas that they take things that exist and then make a horror story out of it, like missing episodes or the band episode or something like that. And then there's some that are just theories that people are like, yeah, this is a theory. I'm not saying this is real at all.
But everything matches up. And
But like, if you, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Everyone's Dead, or the Rugrats,
Rugrats,
which is just really depressing.
the Rugrats one is like Angelica
Going
is,
insane,
is
basically.
hallucinating all of these.
She's a schizophrenic, basically. The story is, I think, hang on. Chucky was the first one born. I remember he was the second youngest after Angelica.
Mhm.
So, his dad, him and his dad and his mom were driving, and there was a car crash, and his mom died, and he died.
But Angelica doesn't want like baby to have died.
So she keeps imagining him, and which is why his dad's always a nervous wreck, because because his wife and kid died. And then
But-
Tommy,
Yeah.
I think Tommy died really young.
Tommy died like
He was a newborn.
Tommy was the youngest out of all of them.
Yeah,
so
Tommy was
he
the
came
newborn.
later.
And okay, well, I guess the twins would come before
The
Tommy.
twins
right?
came next.
So the twins, I think either I don't think they were twins. It was just like a baby, and they had a miscarriage.
and so she didn't know if it was a guy or a girl, so she
would make
imagined
two.
twins.
And then next was
Tommy was stillborn, I think.
Tommy was a stillborn, so he was born and he died. and which is why his dad's a toy maker, because he's continuously making toys for the son that he never had.
Yeah, and but she knew he was a baby.
But Dylan,
yeah,
Dill is real.
Dill is real, which is why. But
the reason he's weird is because he's basically
Angelica. Basically, he's since every other baby is like a figment of her imagination. She can basically control them into doing what she wants them to do.
And she thought,
but Dill's not real,
or Dill
is real. So he has free will, and like since he doesn't do what she wants him to, she like physically hurts him.
And like it kind of causes like
it causes
when he was
brain
young,
damage.
Brain damage because he was really young, which is why he's weird. Like in her mind,
And all
he's just
grown up.
weird,
And
but in reality, he's mentally challenged.
And all grown up, he's like really weird. And then like
what's the other girl's name?
Susie Carmichael is like her only friend, Angelica's only friend, because she feels bad for her, and she ends up becoming like a psychologist or a psychiatrist or something, and telling the story.
And then I remember Cynthia.
Cynthia's her doll.
Cynthia's her doll, but I remember the reason.
It like represented her mom or something like that.
Her mom.
Her mom was actually like a coke addict or something. Like she was an addict. And like a whore or something
like that. And then the reason was the hair and all this stuff.
Cynthia represented her real mom.
Yeah.
Whereas that other person was her stepmom.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah.
So that makes yeah. And then there was I don't ever know if they reference Kim at all. Kimmy.
I think
either they didn't reference her or I just completely forgot.
They might have referenced her. I'm trying to think of what they would have referenced her to. Her, like, as you know.
I don't think they did reference her.
I don't think they did.
So that's weird. But, so that's what's like a theory of what Rugrats would be.
And, like, a theory of... the theory of everyone's dead on Ed and Eddie is like...
these aren't really creepy other than just
no, they're
sad.
I think they're pretty creepy. They're also
creepy
sad.
in the way where, like...
Like, you just get that feeling like,
they don't scare you, but
like,
you think about it, like, oh... That's weird. Okay, so Ed and Eddie, they live in a cul-de-sac.
And the cul-de-sac is purgatory.
And the reason all those kids are there because either they're still not into heaven, and the reason why they seem to be from different time periods.
Like, okay, the reason why they're all so culturally different is like, okay, I think the first one to show up was Rolf.
Because he's like the,
And
he lived in villages and,
They all lived on the cul-de-sac at one point.
Uh-huh.
And then they died, and that cul-de-sac kind of became their purgatory. But, like, he lived on the land before the cul-de-sac was there, and that's why he, like, is a farmer, and, like, he's very family-oriented and all that. And then I think the next one is Johnny. And Johnny was, like, this weird kid who liked to play in trees, and he, like, died by falling out of a tree. And he had, like, this imaginary friend and made of wood or something like that. And, like, that's what Plank is. And, oh, no, he had a real friend.
And he just kind of, like...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. And then,
Who was next?
I'm trying to think of who would be next.
Would it be Jimmy? No.
I think Jimmy's the youngest. Of all the deaths, Jimmy's the youngest. And it was like...
Also, Jimmy, Eddie, and... No, Jimmy, Ed,
Ed, and Sarah
are siblings.
No. Jimmy's not their sibling.
Yeah, he is.
No. Jimmy is Sarah's friend.
Oh, I thought Jimmy was Ed's younger brother.
No.
Okay, never mind.
I knew who you were talking about, though, whenever you were saying Jimmy, Ed. Because Ed and Sarah got there around the same time.
Yeah.
And in their real life, their mom had already died.
Mm-hmm.
So Sarah kind of, like, assumed the position of their mother. And then, like... Yeah. And then, like, whenever they died, they basically reconjured their mother. But Sarah stayed that kind of mothery person.
Yeah.
The angry mother, though.
Yeah. Well, she was a little girl, so she thought that's what you did.
Yeah, she thought that's what it was. So, they got there around the same time, I know that. I think before them was, I know Eddie was in the Depression, which is why he's, like, so into getting money. And then, like...
and Jawbreakers, because who the fuck in the early 2000s ate Jawbreakers?
For real. And, Kevin was, like...
90s?
No, okay. He. I think him and Sarah and Ed all came around the same time, and but Kevin's dad was like abusive and like a drunkard or something.
Yeah,
and like that's why he, in death, all he had was his bicycle in life. Basically, that's all that he cared about. And like he ended up dying while riding it or something. And so he has that bicycle all
Wait,
the
was it
time.
bicycle or?
It was a bicycle.
Okay, for some reason I had this image of him skateboarding.
No, it was a bicycle.
Okay.
But that's why he imagines his dad as like this rich, like millionaire who owns a jawbreaker company and all that. And like, yeah.
And then Double D? What's up with Double D?
Double D. She was
Double
like.
D is not a she.
Oh my gosh!
Double D!
I hate that. I know, Double D. I always used to think it was a girl, so I always instinctively say she.
That's weird.
I don't know why I thought it was a girl. Anyway, and it's not because of Double D, trust me. But he was like his parents. He was a nerd, and his parents were like
jocks. I'd come into his room and
were
take
they
him
jocks?
and be like, nerd. No, I'm making a joke.
No, I mean like there was something about like his parents, and that's why on the cul-de-sac he's like very like scared of his parents and like, oh no wait, they were hippies or something.
Sorry.
Or like
I like the way you said that. It was like he was really scared of his parents. They were like, or no, they were hippies.
no, like I'm pretty sure it's like they only gave him like a lot of love, like too much love and not enough like teaching him.
Okay.
And like that's why he's the smart kid, and like he has parents that like always are on him about his grades and all that.
Okay.
And
Jimmy, like, yeah, he had cancer and like 15 other diseases or something like that, and like he lived in a bubble, and like his dream was always to go out and like be with the other kids, which is why he hangs out with Sarah, and like he's always trying to be friends with everyone and blah 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 blah. blah.
He wears a brace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So,
I'm pretty sure that covers everybody, right?
yeah, unless we're just completely ignoring just one
oh,
character.
oh, I know Eddie's brother. Eddie's brother was like killed or something,
I love Eddie's brother.
trying to get money.
Oh.
And then like, or over money, and then like his brother was a scumbag, which is why in the show he imagines his brother as like the cool guy, and then he ends up being a scumbag in the end.
Okay. Oh yeah, those three girls that have a crush on Ed.
The Kankers, yeah, they like. I don't know what's up with them. I can't remember.
I thought they were like. Shit, I remember the explanation. It was something weird. I don't remember though.
They were monsters.
Totally. So I guess we've. Do you have anything else to say? Anything else you want to talk about?
I mean,
I guess that's kind of thing. Like, of course we have anything to talk. Actually, I think we're gonna end the Creepypasta discussion here because I think we're gonna be here for a bit longer. Do you have to leave right now?
I don't have to leave anytime soon, really.
So I guess this is gonna be the end of our Creepypasta discussion, and we're gonna move on to something that we implied to in a other podcast.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's been lovely, and love you guys for watching. If you guys are watching, nobody's watching.
Probably not. I'm
Well,
just saying. All right.
We're at the tip, and we're pulling out.